Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position gets underway. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that, and even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Mr. Monaco, Vettel and Max Verstappen. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Well done. Very solid result. You're looking good for the race.
Welcome along then to the Circuit Paul Ricard, home of the French Grand Prix, home race of the Renault team, and of course a number of the drivers on the grid as well. Of the 14 races held here up until 1990, 5 were won by a Frenchman, and 4 of those, of course, were Alain Prost. I wonder who'll add their name to that winners list today. A lap of Paul Ricard then consists of 15 corners and a total length of around 3.6 miles. Drivers will need to position their cars carefully on the exit of the flat-out turn 10, ready for the double apex right-hander at 11. Watch out for potential overtaking action at the end of the start-finish straight and into the heavy braking zone of turn 8. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Mr. Monaco. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
And this is something that has ended the career of many a young driver, as that leap up to Formula One proves to be too much. But luckily in this case, I'd say they're doing a good, solid job, and the risk the team took in signing them is definitely starting to pay off.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Mr. Monaco lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Albon, Sergio Perez and Hülkenberg, Norris, Gasly, Kvyat and Carlos Sainz, Vettel, Grosjean, Daniel Ricciardo and Raikkonen. Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Magnussen, George Russell and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care. We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Okay, not a great start. Let's get back on track. race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. Great maneuver. You made it look easy. Okay, careful with the overtakes. That was very risky. We could have received a penalty. Okay, clear. This is your final lap of the race. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault? Your team hasn't been developing the car as much as others. Is there a reason for this? Great. Well, that's everything.
That's very disappointing. I know you can do better than that. Take stock of what went wrong so you can get a better result next time. They didn't like those turns. Let's try again. Our proposal has been accepted. The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.